Well, thank you for joining me. Breaking news, everybody. We just had a 3.5 earthquake at the southern perimeter of the Yellowstone caldera. 3.5, depth of 7.4 kilometers. Let's see what it looks like on the Yellowstone network. Let's look at some live seismograms right now from the University of Utah. Wow. Yes, let's look at borehole 944. There is the 3.5 right there. It looks more like a volcanic tectonic earthquake. Nothing too crazy going on right now. Activity does not look that impressive. And this is looking towards the Red Mountain. This is close towards the earthquake. Um, the closest seismic station, I believe, will be this one here. This is very close to the earthquake, YHR. There it is, right there. Only I had Swarm, which unfortunately I can't run. Actually, I do have Swarm. I do have Swarm. Yeah, I do have Swarm. I forgot. Only problem is I don't know how to run Swarm, so I'll be right back in a second. Just got something on the stove. Yeah, still a few minutes. It's not entirely done yet. Yeah, so that's the quake right there. YHR is the closest seismic station. Because this quake is northeast of the lake right here, so it's almost triangulate this location. So it's southeast of Heart Lake. And by the looks of it, so I would definitely say this closest seismic station is this one right here. And this is going to be the second closest seismic station. And it's Mount Sheridan. There it is, 3.5. Wow. That looks pretty impressive. I mean, there's a 3.5. That could be teleseismic signatures from other earthquakes, or it could be hydrothermal activity. Let's see if other or picking. Let's see, other stations picking it up. Yep, teleseismic signature. That's the earthquake, so, but that it looks like a teleseismic signature. See, right around 23, around 11:45 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And let's see if the other seismic stations are picking that up. Just can't see anything there. Moral 208. Yeah, a little bit. It's picking up a little bit of activity there. Probably not. It might have been a small quake towards Utah. Nope. Those are the Teton Mountains there. It's hardly picking up the earthquake. Wow. That's... And looks like no, it was only looks like it was a local quake. Yeah, it's at 3.5 there, right here. And this is Norris, and there was an eruption. I'll be right back. We are having some earthquakes right now at Yellowstone, and also, got to mention, we had another pretty impressive quake today. 3.9 at Coastal Junction around 11:50 a.m. UTC, which is around 7:50 in the morning my time, so it was only a few hours ago. And there were several quakes, all greater than magnitude 2.5. So an earthquake swarm is starting in the Coastal Junction. So coastal volcanic field is really heating up. This is most likely part of the aftershock sequence towards the earthquakes, towards a 6.4 and 7.1 quake, and it's gonna, so these are the local faults. So these are running along faults, and the quakes are, as Ben stated, and it's noted that they're running towards the Garlock Fault, which intersects with San Andreas. This is the San Andreas Fault right here, and this is the Garlock Fault. And the Garlock Fault is capable of producing a magnitude 8 or greater earthquake, and it's also a strike-slip fault. And it is So this is the Garlock Fault here. And then, here's an interesting thing about the Garlock Fault. It intersects with San Andreas, right here. This is the point of intersection. Right around here. And look at this. And look at all these local faults. So basically a new fault line ruptured here. Having a pretty sizable earthquake swarm here, and you added that 3.9 in Yellowstone. I mean, this is near the fault, so and this is basically the Yellowstone caldera here. And you have several resurgent zones inside Yellowstone. There's still uplift going on in some areas. Again, with these darn just need to look at some tilt meters. Okay, this is Alaska. This is all Alaska. No, this is not what I need to look at. So I'm trying to find some tilt meters. Oh, come on. Okay, got it working again. So let's look at trying to find tilt meters. So actually, Yellowstone's earthquakes has been increasing steadily since the 1980s. You know, sometimes you get big swarms, but overall, earthquake activity has been on the increase in Yellowstone. So this is the caldera right here. This is the first. This is the newest caldera. This is Yellowstone's most giant eruption. This is a caldera from 640,000 years ago, 1.3 million years ago. this is what we want to look at right now. We want to look at tilt meters for Yellowstone. Oh. There has been some uplift the last few years. So let's look at. That's North Wyoming. So an example of GPS data. Ground subsidence of Yellowstone. So it's the ground is still subsiding. So there's uplift. I mean, there hasn't been much uplift. I mean, but the thing is, let's go back here. So let's see here. Uplift, 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 subsidence, period of uplift, and more subsidence. So, so yes, not all of Yellowstone is having uplift, but ooh, yeah, that's a problem. I need some of the latest data from Yellowstone. And this is showing in meters. There is slight uplift going on here. There's slight uplift here. And this is the Norris Geyser Basin right here. This is very close to Norris. And some uplift right here. There is a slight period of uplift right over here. So this is east, this is north, this is deformation towards the east, and it's near zero, but so it's more dipping down towards the south here. And this is up, which is uplift. And this is tilt meters here, which is not working right now. And this is temperature data, which also hasn't been working. This quake is on the southern perimeter of Yellowstone. So actually, this quake isn't even part of Yellowstone. So this is where it started at 0.02. So it's pretty stable. Not much deformation here. Let's look at deformation for California right now. Let's look at deformation here. Wow, like, that's a lot of earthquakes. Way too much earthquakes to count. I mean, that's incredible. That overloaded the whole. Now let's look at deformation for Long Valley. I mean, look how much. They're definitely putting a lot of more resources into Long Valley, and I could see why, because this is KNOL. And let's see here. This is where it started out. There's some uplift. There's been some uplift. Not much, but 0.02 meters. That's about 2 centimeters of uplift. Not a lot, but there is some. And right here. And look at that. Wow. That's quite a bit of uplift from having being down 4 centimeters, being up. That's an uplift of over 7 centimeters. That's about 7 to 8 centimeters of uplift there. Not a lot, but there is some uplift. And this is right in the middle of the caldera, and uplift is still occurring at Long Valley. A pretty steady uplift too. That's about, and if you were adjusting it from 0, so plus 3 centimeters, that's about 5 to 6 centimeters of uplift, and it's deforming towards the southeast. So deformation towards the southeast. The ones I'm looking at are in Yellowstone, Long Valley. Alrighty, let's look at, and looking at Long Valley caldera quakes, there is a small earthquake swarm there. 1.2, nothing too extreme, but uplift continues in Long Valley. Where was I? Looking at, wait. There we go. I accidentally closed that out. And I was actually, this is Yellowstone right here. If you want to know, this is Yellowstone, this is the Yellowstone caldera. So this is showing the outline of the caldera. And let's look at uplift, subsidence at LKWY. So there was uplift. Wow, that's about That's about 20 centimeters of uplift right there. And that is 20 centimeters. There's 15 centimeters, and that's 20 centimeters of uplift between '05 and '09. So, and now it's subsiding again. So you see Yellowstone goes up and then down, up and down. So, but here's the thing, it was uplift towards the south, because as it was uplifting, it was dipping down towards the south, and now it's more stabilized. Now I'm going to be going to Long Valley Caldera. I'll be looking at uplift for all the calderas. See right here? You see how there's mountains here and there's nothing here? Long Valley Caldera. Uplift is continuing. This is right in the center of the caldera. GPS displacement. Uplift continues. And this is actually a little bit of a... Here it's more stable. But some of the more powerful earthquake swarms are actually around this area. And uplift is continuing. Look at that. That's about... That is about 8 centimeters of uplift. The major earthquake swarm that occurred, when you had the 6.0s, because this is the caldera right here. Because here there's at Mammoth Mountain, there's actually gas emissions there. And uplift is stable.
Arthur, you made us gotta go back in the fridge.
Okay, let's see. This is Coastal Junction. The reason they don't have much seismic monitoring stations like tilt meters is because this doesn't have a very explosive and dangerous eruptions. This place does, so this place it has to be monitored more. In fact, let's do an earthquake catalog. I'm going to draw a rectangle on the map right for Long Valley Caldera. Where is Long Valley? For references, Long Valley Caldera is right here. So let's right there. This is right in the Long Valley region. Use this region. Minimum 2.5, maximum 5 point. Let's do 6.0. Actually, 2.5 is kind of low. Let's go from 4.0 up. And let's go from 1980. Let's go from 3.5 and up. 3.9 actually. And search. There we go. Most of the quakes have been situated along the southern periphery of the caldera. Because this is the caldera right here. Most of the quakes are situated on the southern periphery of the caldera. But right now, the earthquake swarms, the current earthquakes are occurring mostly inside the caldera. 1981 there was a 5.9, and that year there was about several meters of uplift right in the center of the caldera. And uplift is continuing there. So over the past 5 years, there's about 2, 3, about 4 to 5 centimeters of uplift. This is outside of the caldera boundary, so of course it's more stable here. But right inside the caldera, and looking at GPS displacement inside the caldera here, there is some slight uplift here. This is because of seasonal changes. These up and down is because of seasonal changes. But right here, there was a period of uplift between late 2011 and 2015. These are quakes that have been occurring here. See 1.23, depth of 4.69 kilometers. And this is inside the caldera boundary, by the way. But not much uplift. There's a little bit of uplift there. I don't know if that's going to continue, but there is some uplift there. Alrighty. Because the earthquake swarm happened in 1980. There we go, right inside the caldera. You had a 6.0, 6.7 kilometers deep. Now this is something. You had another 6.1 on May 25th, 1980. And right here, 6.1. So you had 3 magnitude 6 quakes. May 25th, and look at that, on the same day. Only minutes from each other. Look at that. And on the same day too. Look at that. 8 minutes apart. So the first one was 1649. This one 1633. And this one 1944. On one day, you have 3 magnitude 6 earthquakes, all along a line here. But here's the thing. Look at the depth here. 11.9 kilometers, 6.8 kilometers, and 6.7 kilometers in depth. And there was uplift associated with this earthquake swarm. This was, in fact, a volcanic earthquake swarm. Now I'm going to narrow the search again. I'm going to do search earthquake catalog. Let's look in the past couple of years, 2018 to right now. Let's go magnitude 3 plus and use this region and search. Anything magnitude 3 plus, just 2 quakes, a 3.0 and a 3.2. That's it. So it's been pretty quiet the past couple of years, but all these quakes are within the caldera boundary. Now let's search Yellowstone. Let's search earthquake catalog. Search earthquake catalog. Let's search. Let's go to Yellowstone now. Well, let's look from 1979, and magnitude 3 will be the minimum. So, and let's search. All in this area, look at that. You have some pretty big quakes during that Yellowstone magma intrusion event. So you had some swarming activity here, 2010. You had a 4.7 in 1983. That was a little scary. No. Look at that, 4.2, 3.9 kilometers in depth. The west thumb, this lake, the west thumb of Yellowstone Lake is actually part of a eruption that was created about 100,000 years ago, 70,000 years ago. Yep, 174,000 years ago. This bay is actually a smaller caldera within the larger caldera. It was a VEI 7 eruption. And that's something interesting. I'm looking at this right now. This is part of the 2009 uh, magma intrusion event. Ground levels over the volcano have varied by as much as 10 inches in places. Okay, so looking at the magma intrusion event, can't really find much. I mean, there hasn't been, other than that 4.6 that occurred here, it was actually outside of the caldera, so I'm not concerned about that quake. Oh, yep. Yep, definitely something's going on there. Well, thank you for watching. Actually, before I go, I'm going to see something. Okay, let's go to Long Valley again. Let's go back to Earthquake Catalog. Draw a rectangle on map. And right now I'm going to back to Long Valley. Use this region. And let's go from just the past 10 years. Use this region. And search. And that's the thing, there hasn't been too much activity there. You had a 4.0 there in 2016. You had a few threes. I mean, uplift is still continuing at Long Valley. That's the thing, there is still uplift ongoing. Not much here, but this is where it's very concerning to have uplift. This is the resurgent dome. this is the resurgent dome. And right on the resurgent dome, there is uplift ongoing, which means Long Valley may have yet another eruption. The thing is, this isn't a hotspot volcano, so it's not like you'll have the hotspot moving away from here. This is actually faultal. This is as a result of a rift in the Earth's crust. And because this is on the Earth's crust, there's a lot of rhyolite in this magma. It's very silica rich, which means that magma that's rising will encounter a lot of silica and become silica rich, and therefore become very explosive, because silica causes the gases to bind. It makes the magma more stickier. It basically, the silica binds to the gases and makes the volcano very gas rich. It's harder for the gas to escape from the magma. And this is the center of the resurgent dome, and quite a bit of uplift. Just only 5 years. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 centimeters of uplift in only 5 years. And if you're going to look at this from 10 years and double it, that is 12 centimeters of uplift, which is about 5 inches. So it's moving up as fast as the faults are moving. So think about it. That's crazy. That's insane how fast the ground is rising here, because of magma that is pushing into the magma chamber. There's definitely a steady supply of magma in here. There were beliefs that the system is winding down. Well, it doesn't look like it. In fact, it's actually continuing to uplift. It's continuing to rise up. And look at this here. This is pretty high uplift. That is about 12 centimeters of uplift in only 8 years. So you see the rate of uplift continues. Keep in mind that in 1980, the ground rose there by a whole meter. This is something to read about. The uplift that occurred in Long Valley. .25 meters. Injection of 0.19 cubic kilometer of magma into a spherical chamber at a depth of 10 kilometers beneath the southern quadrant of the ancient resurgent dome within the caldera. Examination of the full vertical control record through the Long Valley area indicates that the 1975 to 1993 uplift is unique within the period between 1905 and 1983, although comparisons of a result of a 1932 leveling against a 1914 datum disclosed 1914 to 1932 down to the northwest of about 10 URAD over, which is over the reach between Tom's Place and Lee Vining. This tilt is more reasonably attributed towards regional tectonic deformation that is not than it is to the movement of magma at depth. But thing is, there is significant uplift that is still occurring. And this is because of magma. It's still ongoing. Uplift is ongoing. So it's a very fluid situation at Long Valley. Well, thank you all for watching and have a great day. Okay, I'm gonna leave the live stream on, but I'm gonna have to eat. It's just gonna be a couple minutes. Just gonna leave it here. Let's look at the. I'm just gonna leave it here. This is actually. Before I go, I'm gonna look at some severe weather information right now. There is a severe thunderstorm warning for Goshen County in Wyoming right now. It already expired. Wow, that storm's already in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Looks like it's beginning. There's a severe weather outbreak that's starting. And that storm has some major hail with it. I'm looking on the radar right now, and it has some very, very deep purples in there. There's some large, probably baseball size at least. And they're saying 2-inch size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Yeah. And there is some rotation with the storm, so this could potentially become tornadic later, but not right now. And there are some severe thunderstorms heading towards the Kansas City area right now, or just north of Kansas City. No tornado warnings at the moment. So let's look at severe weather now, because now the situation is definitely developing. Scottsbluff is about to have some major, major hail. Come on. That is extreme. That's DBZ excess of 75. The northeast sides of Scottsbluff are about to be hit by some major hail. This is what's happening in Scottsbluff, Nebraska right now. Northeast side of Scottsbluff, north side of Scottsbluff are about to be hit by some major, major hail right now. In fact, I think this storm may be the big one. Also, new warning has just been issued. Still, 2 inch ice hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Rotation right now, it's pretty stable. There's not much rotation in the storm right now. There is some broad rotation in the storm, but it's not very impressive. There we go. There's a new scan I just uploaded. And yeah, there is some rotation right here, very broad. That's where the gust front is. Almost looks like there's a little rotation here. That I wouldn't really think too much of that. But this is a very powerful supercell, so this storm right now is in Nebraska, but once it reaches Kansas, all hell will break loose, and this storm will likely become a mesoscale convective system. Now the hail core is starting to become more widespread, so this is becoming a large duration, a pretty large hail event. Yeah, the hail core just completely, it just really exploded. So I'm gonna upload this again. especially right here. Storm is still severe warned, and there is still rotation. Impressive. So I'm going to highlight the area of rotation right now. So looking at this right now, it's definitely there we go. There's a rotation right there. Still severe thunderstorm warned. Actually, I gotta go right now. I'm not ending the stream. I'm just gonna leave it right now like this. I'll be back. Just have to do some stuff. Thank you all for watching. I'm not ending the stream because it's gonna get very interesting later. So I'm only gonna be going for a few minutes, and I'll be right back. So I'm just cleaning up right now after I ate. So I'm gonna be getting back. Just after I some stuff, I'm gonna.
Arthur, the kitchen isn't clean. You just go back in there and clean the kitchen. Let's go. Okay, come on back in the kitchen and clean it. I'm waiting on you. This look clean to you?
Okay, can you not talk, please?
Check everything here.
Oh, can you not
Everything.
talk,
No, I'm
please?
gonna speak. I'm gonna speak because you have to. This is what you have to do.
Just quiet.
No, you should know what to do. All of that has to be moved, and the sink has to be cleaned also. There's two. If you would have done the first time, I wouldn't have to say anything. That needs to be washed. That's not how you wash the dish, Arthur. You put soap on the sponge and you rinse. It has to be washed and all of that.
Why are you standing in my way? I'm trying to clean and you're standing in my way.
same sponge that you used to wash the dish to wipe the counter down. That's garbage.
I know.
This gotta be cleaned up both this. Yeah, this has to be cleaned.
Okay.
Give it back to me. Do not snatch it from me. Did I throw it at you? I handed it to you, right?
Thank you.
Okay. This has to be cleaned off. That's like garbage. Wait, look at this. Look, wait. Pick this up. Plastic bag. Here.
Sorry about that. Unbelievable.
Where you going? Put it back in the sink. If you ain't too fun with this, I'm dumping it in the garbage. You can't put it in the fridge like that. It has to be covered.
I'm gonna pause the live stream. We currently have a tornado warning in effect just north of Elmira, New York. The tornado warning is in effect for central Chemung County. So Chemung County is under tornado warning again right here. There's a tornado warning in effect. And there's also a tornado warning in South Dakota right now. This storm has some broad rotation at the moment. And looking back, the storm's rotation is very broad. And looking at correlation coefficient, there is no debris. This is radar indicator rotation. There is no tornadic debris with the storm. It's a radar indicator rotation. There is some hail with the storm. Based on what I'm looking on radar, there is some small hail with the storm on the southern end right here. And there's also another tornado warning in South Dakota right now. The tornado warning is for southwestern Kingsbury and northwestern Minor County. The storm is capable of producing a tornado and quarter-sized hail. And currently looking on radar, the strongest rotation of the storm is just north of Carthage, South Dakota. So far it has broad rotation. Nothing defined for tornadoes. Nothing indicative of a tornado. So that's good news. There are numerous severe thunderstorm warnings in Pennsylvania. There's also a line of pretty intense thunderstorms that is racing towards the east, just past State College. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in Pennsylvania for Huntington County in central Pennsylvania, Mifflin County, Junita County in Pennsylvania, Snyder County, Perry County, until 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 6:55 p.m., severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from Reeds Gap State Park to Highland Park to near Junita Terrace to near Blacklog to near Mount Union, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Hazard 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Impact: hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to trees, roofs, and siding. Impacts include Lewistown, Selinsgrove, Mount Union, Burnham, Shamokin Dam, Newport, Milroy, Highland Park, Hummels Wharf, Middleburg, Honey Grove, New Bloomfield, Yeagerstown, McAllisterville, McClure, Spruce, Hill, Kramer, Port Trevorton, Strodes Mills, and Penns Creek. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with these storms and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. That's the warning for the storms here, just east of State College. It's a pretty big warning, and it's extending eastward by about 70 miles. And looking at earthquakes, looks like still some swarming. There's a storm that's severe warned. Warning extending all the way out here, and there's a tornado warning. So that's very impressive. There is a severe thunderstorm warning just east of Sydney, Nebraska. That severe thunderstorm is weakening, but there's likely going to be some severe storms in Kansas later today. This is what's going on right now. For now, most of the warnings are here, but shortly there's going to be some severe storms that are going to come down from Kansas. Kansas City might see some severe storms later today. This is what's going on right now. This is what it looks like right now. These are where the storms are. There's going to be some storm development here. There's already clouds developing, so shortly there's going to be some storms. This is where the storms are going to form. This is where we got to watch out. Yep, and there are already storms forming. We already got storms forming in the Topeka area. So far, no severe storms yet there, but that's going to change. There we go. These are the storms that will become severe. They're already initiating. Storm initiation has begun. There are severe storms just south of St. Joseph. And a tornado watch in effect for most of east central Kansas, including Emporia, Topeka, including the Elmira area, which is just south of Topeka. This is where Elmira is. A friend of mine used to live in Elmira, so. And small little town called Elmira. And Elmira, Kansas is right just southwest of Topeka, just north of Emporia. So for all you want to know, oh come on. Okay. Yeah, looks like there are some issues with the radar there. Let's look at lightning maps, since that's going to give us a better understanding of how intense a lightning is. Some lightning developing there, so. This is Elmira, Kansas, right here. My internet's really, it's fine right now. I don't know why this website's taking so long to load. Looking at storm reports for today. Let's see. Some hail. Oh, large hail reports. That's greater than 2-inch size hail. There we go. Goshen, Wyoming, 2-inch size hail. Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Remember that storm I was talking about? 2.75-inch hail. That is softball size hail there. Not 2.75-inch hail, just 3 miles west of Hiawatha in Brown County. There's some pretty large hail in Pennsylvania. Allegheny had half dollar size hail, 1.25. It's like everything is just down. Here's Elmira, Kansas. Yep, that's Elmira. There is that storm that dropped the 2.57-inch hail over Scottsbluff. New storm is developing here in Kansas. Very shortly, there will become tornado warned, and new tornado watch has just been issued for Kansas. Oh, severe thunderstorm warning just issued for Manhattan, Kansas. Just been issued now. Ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So, yep, we got a big storm just formed. No rotation yet. There's no rotation with the storm. That's about to change. It's about to change. And looking at lightning data, this is the storm that has severe thunderstorm warning. Not much lightning, but it does have hail, large hail, so severe warned. There's no severe thunderstorm just came through Elmira. Um, Dropped some pretty small hail there, not large, but an area of broad rotation went through Southport, New York. And right around that time, looking in the Southport area, I'm going to check if there's any debris, because if there's debris, that can mean tornado. And there was a small area of some discoloration. Let me see if that was hail or a tornado went through. Could have been a brief tornado. Could have been some hail went through. The time of the radar echo, there was some large hail that went through. Yep, Southport, New York just had some hail. So right now, looking on the radar, there was a hail core that went through town of Southport. New York, and there was also rotation that went over the same area, but it was very broad. Actually, it might have been a developing tornado that tried and tried but couldn't develop. Because we did have some what looked like some debris.
Go out there. Arthur, can you go in the kitchen, please?
So yeah, I had to take a call to call my job, so I'm coming in tomorrow for work in the morning. I have work at 8 in the morning. So looking at the radar right now, there's a couple thunderstorms right now in Oklahoma and parts of Arkansas. Oh, God. So we have some thunderstorms developing right now here in Kansas. One is now severe warning. We have a severe thunderstorm in Nebraska. As a history producing very large hail. And there was possibly a brief tornado in the Southport area. Possibly had a brief touchdown of a tornado and just around Southport, New York. And we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in Kansas. We have one warning for southwestern Nemaha County in northeastern Kansas, southern Marshall County in northeastern Kansas. So okay, saying ping pong ball size hail. So these storms have radar indicated very large hail, so large that it's actually appearing on correlation coefficient right now. And looking at the velocity right now, there's still some broad rotation. The rotation is very broad. There is now some rotation, but it's very broad, and it doesn't look like it's a tornado, or it's even trying to form. So it's severe thunderstorm warned for now, but there is a 5% chance of tornadoes. The severe warned storm right now is located. It's right here. These are where the storms are. That's a severe warned storm right there. That even has an overshooting top. There's a couple overshooting tops here. There's one here. So these storms formed from this line of clouds right here. There's storms. There's actually several storms. There's actually 3. There's now another severe thunderstorm warning. There's a new warning that was just issued for the northern tip of Kansas. This warning was issued at 6:40 p.m., which is actually just now. Again, it's ping pong ball size hail. Wow, these storms are producing some big hail. And looking at velocity data, just waiting for it to load. Wow, actually the one near Frankfurt, the cell near the one that's for Nemaha and Marshall County had some pretty strong rotation. It has a pretty powerful gust front with it.
No, he didn't. Mm-hmm. No alert. Mm-hmm. You better listen to you. You're going crazy.
Yep, we do have some. Wow, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Kansas is really lighting up right now.
Why? I thought of you are. Like,
There we go. That is very scary. And it's only severe warned.
but I'm not a doctor, but I thought that you are.
Topeka got to get on their asses now. They got to be like, what the heck is going on there?
Scanning.
Let's see what they're saying now. Lightning. Come on.
Man, I've just been napping. Okay. I can tell. Good job. Good. Tell Kid I said hi.
Ooh. I think a brief tornado did touch down. Um,
It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
Yeah, the rotation looks very intense with it now. Yeah, the rotation there looks, it's a little weaker now. Not so impressive now. The uh, the hook is actually on the northwest side of the storm. Most supercells have them on the southwest side. This one actually has it on the northwest side. That's a little odd for a hook echo.
Yeah, when you they didn't know what the shirt was.
Righty.
Today today was his birthday. He turned 34 today. Yes.
Looks like whatever tornado threat there was with that storm is pretty much over. Yep, and also Kansas is an enhanced risk today, so that's pretty impressive.
She looks dark. Look at the copper color. That is copper color. Copper, like pennies. Like a penny color. You know, after the store, when that number came through after the store, they were gonna tell me, okay, you saw him this day and this and that. What was the plan number?
So right now,
Yeah, but I was a plan. I'm standing.
the rotation has broadened out for now. I mean, there's some large hail
But I
with
was
some of these
planning on
storms.
standing my right like that. You breaking up. No, no, I'm hearing you now.
And now that supercell entered Colorado. Yep, it's entering Colorado now. Yep, it started in. It started in South Dakota actually. Well, actually Wyoming. It started in Wyoming.
Uh-huh.
It entered Nebraska. Now it's entering Colorado. So, in fact,
I'm gonna
this is
pull
where
that
it
video
started out.
also.
So
I called I called the school when they first. Yeah, I called
this
them,
is the supercell's track.
but they never they they didn't answer.
The warning is
Well,
stated
call them in
for
the morning time. Call my school before I
ping
go
pong
there.
ball size hail and 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So
By 8 o'clock, somebody should be there.
that's some pretty major hail. It's right on the Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, Colorado border right now. Yeah, this is the most latest report. Ground partially covered with hail.
Yeah, the school started
From
last night.
Cheyenne, so it's. At the moment, these are the storms.
That looks nice. It looks good.
Those are the hail producing storms right there. Looking at the radar right now, not much is going on.
I don't know. I don't remember you mentioning that. Then you told me to leave the sweater on, like we supposed to listen. I would have took that shit off and I would have took that shit off and throw it down. Yeah, but don't wish bad, remember?
So looking at the storms right now in Kansas, they just issued new severe thunderstorm warnings now. New warning has just been issued.
Mm-hmm.
They just did an update.
It'll get easier.
Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:15
Like
p.m.
it'll get easier,
Central
but
daylight time for central Potawatomi,
back.
southwestern Nemaha, and southwestern Marshall counties. At 6:44 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Frankfort, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Hazard: 2-inch size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Source: radar indicated. Impact: people and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail damage to roof, sidings, windows, and vehicles. Expect wind damage to roof, sidings, and trees.
Alright.
Oh, jeez. Sorry about that, guys. Locations impacted include Frankfort, Vermilion, Wheaton, and Lillis. A tornado watch remains in effect until midnight Central Daylight Time for northeastern
Come
Kansas.
back home.
For your protection, move to an interior room when the lowest floor of a building.
Oh yeah, with the zoo.
So I'll be ending the stream now and starting a new one because this one went on for quite a while and I'm just going to restart the stream.